that's coming that you foresee is West Coast. Now I want to switch gears to a man. His name is Jeff Lewis. What
Okay,
what do you feel for this Jeff Lewis?
let's see. Oh, what a great energy. Very talented, very intelligent, big, big personality. Very funny. I'm getting a lot of wit, very charming. Now, I will say immediately what comes through as well, though, is that this is somebody who can be very stubborn. This is also somebody who may perceive has a lot of negative attribution bias, meaning if there is any kind of question of why the people across the room are whispering, he's going to assume that they're talking about him in a negative way. And so when people come at him, and I think there's background, um, I think he does actually have experiences to back that up where he has been betrayed. He has had people talking about him. He's had things happen to him that make him very, very sensitive to people, coming for him. Now, that being said, I think that sometimes he may shut down professional and personal relationships a bit too quickly because of those past experiences. So, but I think he just looks like very talented, very successful. I don't see that stopping anytime soon. But I do think that he's running into some issues because he's very hypersensitive to people trying to screw him over.
And do you see, I mean, that is an accurate reading. And then this is one of those, like we said before, right down the middle. Like, do you see him being guilty of any of that? Like, other than, his defenses in trying to protect himself, like you just described, do you see
Hmm.
Jeff as being the one that is manipulating and kind of he's the one that does this very practice to others?
Not to people. I would say what comes through is I think that he will play the game when it comes to producers and organizations and businesses, contracts and things like that all day long. And I don't think he has a problem doing that. But when it comes to individuals, I think that there has been, of course, times when he's been in the wrong, and Spirit is showing that he has been unintentionally, I think, manipulative or harsh. Um, but I don't think this doesn't strike me as somebody who intentionally misrepresents their feelings, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. What about, he has, like you said, there are, for whatever reason, he does have falling outs. We all do. I've had many falling outs with people in the public, I myself. There is
Hmm.
one woman in particular named Heather McDonald that he has fallen out with. Like, do you have any vibes on Heather? What are the cards saying? And is this for
Mm.
the best? Sometimes people fall out and it's for the best, and sometimes people really secretly wish that they never fell out and they were back in each other's lives.
I think this is a genuine falling out. When I connect with Heather, I am seeing duality, which is kind of like two-faced. And so this does feel like someone who I think is actually a pleasure to be around. This feels like somebody who's very charismatic, very funny, I think very intelligent. This also feels like somebody who is very attention seeking. And I'm seeing a lot of compartmentalization between, I guess, personal friendships and professional friendships, but she doesn't make that distinction with the people that she considers professional. And I think she does justify that when speaking negatively about them publicly. So, yeah, this does feel like someone that sometimes does have malicious intent knowingly to get attention.
And what do you mean by like personal and professional relationships?
It feels like I think that she has people that she considers personally like her friend, and they're on the inner ring and they're her circle. But then I think she has people who are professional acquaintances that she's very chummy with, and they assume that they're in her ring, but she doesn't let them know that she really doesn't consider them intimate friends. They're business. And I am seeing a symbol for a lamb for the slaughter, so that's not good. This is somebody that I would be very careful having a connection with.
And what does that symbol mean? I mean, I guess it's obvious, but I guess what maybe I'm making, I don't want to make any assumptions.
Yeah, and I mean, especially because we're specifically talking about Jeff, that's the example that I keep seeing. It feels like they had, so these are two people that can exploit loopholes. Although I feel like when Jeff does it, it's legit. It's in writing. He's letting everybody know what's coming. So he can be very calculating. Again, the word of the day. But with her, it feels like she directly went against a verbal contract that they had because she knew it wasn't in writing. And I feel like she did basically throw him under the bus so that she could get more attention, more clout. So I think she sacrificed the friendship for what she perceived to be the improvement in her career. I do think that
Interesting.
backfired though, and is going to continue to backfire. I actually see it her suffering because of some of the confrontations and the issues that she's had with people.
I really have no horse in this race. Everyone thinks I'm way more invested than I am. People are gonna think I put you up to these answers because they think
No,
I don't like Heather. We've had our moments, but it's not like I'm some huge Jeff fan and not Heather. I feel like they both have some things going on. So
yeah,
I did not foresee any of that. But there is
no.
a lot. It's one of these situations where there is a lot of debate. It runs deep. People are very team Heather or very team Jeff on
Hmm.
whatever. And I honestly don't even, it's so deep and there's earrings involved. And I truly don't even know really what the falling out was over. It's a whole story. People try to explain it to me. And after like 13 steps, I'm like, I'm not that interested in this. But they
I
are
can't
both in the
tell.
public eye.
Yeah, I can't tell exactly what it is, but my prediction would be that this falling out is at the core over um, him honoring a verbal contract and her taking advantage of that because it wasn't in writing. And it looks like it's connected to maybe a third party of who they work with or something like that. So that would be my prediction.
Yeah, there was some other woman named Krista Lamas. I don't know if she's like the crux of why they fell out. I think there's a lot of reasons. But this is for the best. These two are not coming back together, you don't sense anytime soon.
No, I mean, I think they're too similar in a lot of ways, but then their core ethics and motivations are starkly different. So I think it's for the best.
Interesting. And our final person to touch upon, there's a woman, Brandi Glanville.
Okay, let's see. Hmm. I think she has a lot of trouble.